Hey there, Muddy Buddies. Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio as we get prepped for another episode of Muddy Night Lights powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are combining all of our scores into scoreboards so that we can give you the lowdown on everything that happened on this Friday night. So make sure you join us at 10 o'clock. We will be going live, and we are live this week. Let me trust you. We got our problems fixed. So we are live at 10 o'clock. So make sure you join us. We've got 2 hours planned out of great content. We're going to have 2 in-studio guests here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We've got a pre-recorded segment with Quincy High School coach Rick Little off of the Blue Devils' victory Thursday night, 45-0 at Galesburg. We'll have the lowdown on the Monroe City versus Palmyra showdown for the Mayor's Cup. We'll have updates from Hannibal at Kirksville. Sneak peek. Kirksville did something that hasn't been done this century. So we'll give you an update on that fully as time goes on. And KHQA Sports Director Chris Dewar is going to join us in studio in hour number 2 to break down everything, including helping us preview Saturday's big matchup in the WIVC North with Camp Point Central going to Jacksonville route. So again, a lot coming up. We wanted to let you know we're here, we're getting ready, and we'll be live starting at 10 o'clock. You can find us here at muddyriversports.com, muddyriver.tv, YouTube, and Facebook Live. And again, we will record our show and we'll post it as soon as the show's done. So that way, if you get up on Saturday morning and you want to watch us again, it's there for you. If you've been on the road traveling with your favorite team, didn't get the chance to watch us live, there it'll be. So make sure you check out Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are coming up live at 10 o'clock. We're going to finish getting everything ready, get all of our scores in the system and all of our highlights ready to go, and we'll be back with you in less than 15 minutes as we bring you week 6 of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. See you in just a little bit. We are live, and that's a beautiful thing. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply, and I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. We apologize for our snafu with our technical difficulties last week and not being able to go live with you guys. We figured it all out. We have a new router. It is the Death Star of all routers. It is impenetrable for now. Let's hope Luke Skywalker doesn't walk in and ruin it for us. But we're here, we're good, and it's been a fun Friday night. Fun weekend of football. We had Thursday night football. We had a ton of Friday night football. We've got Saturday high school football. So a lot to get to, a lot to talk about. We've got two guests lined up to join us in studio. Quincy Notre Dame senior safety Wyatt Mueller will join us in hour number 1. KHQA Sports Director Chris Dewar will join us in hour number 2 right here in the studio. So that'll be great. We've got coaches with their first victory of the season. After battling, Coy Dorothy of West Hancock will join us here on the United Systems hotline later this hour. We've got David Kirby of Monroe City lined up to talk to us about the Mayor's Cup matchup with Palmyra. And we'll also hit up South Shelby's Adam Gunnerman, a shutout victory for the Cardinals as they continue to plow through their season undefeated and state ranked. And then we also will have our first time in 6 weeks of doing this show. We're going to have a tape segment. So I was able to catch up with Quincy High School coach Rick Little earlier today to talk about the Blue Devils' 45-0 victory over Galesburg from Thursday night. He had other things to do tonight other than join us. I understand. He had to go on the road and scout, and his players had the night off. They have Saturday off, so good break for the Devils after staying undefeated with their 45-0 victory over Galesburg. So we'll have a tape segment with Rick Little coming up. Was out at Flint Stadium earlier today. But a lot of good action to get to, like we do on every Friday night. We're going to go to the scoreboard, brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. I want to thank them also. Hooked me up with a sweet Toyota Tundra to record Shuck on a Truck with. So if you see the Toyota Tundra out and about with the Shuck on a Truck logos on the side, you know we're out trying to get interviews done and bring you the best coverage of the Tri-States as we possibly can. So, again, Week 6 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. Kicking it off, again, with a Thursday night game. Quincy High School beats Galesburg 45-0. Braden Little, another 300-yard passing effort, 4 touchdown passes. He now has 100 career touchdown passes. Only 4 quarterbacks in Illinois State history have done that. 100 career touchdown passes. Amazing. Quincy Notre Dame got tonight's game against Springfield Lanphier off to almost a perfect start. First two possessions, pick sixes. Jack Brenner with interceptions and returns for touchdowns to kickstart the Raiders' victory, 77-6 over Springfield Lanphier. The Raiders are now 1 victory away from a clean sweep through the Central State 8 Conference West Division. They will go to Jacksonville next week to try to do that. Jacksonville took it on the chin tonight against Springfield High, 36-29. So Notre Dame is guaranteed no worse than a share of the division championship. They can win it outright, undefeated through the 5 games in the Central State 8 Conference West Division play by winning at Jacksonville next week. Big one on the road in North Central Missouri Conference. Something that hasn't happened this century happened tonight. Kirksville beat Hannibal 16-15. I believe 1998 was the last time Kirksville beat Hannibal. We're going to double check that. I know it has not happened in this century, but Greg Nesbitt, the Hannibal product, played at Hannibal, coached at Hannibal, went on to coach to a state championship at Columbia Hickman. Then went on to coach in college, spent 14 seasons as the head coach at Truman State. He's now the head coach at Kirksville High School, and he beats his alma mater 16-15. That's a big one. Shane Holsey was in Kirksville tonight. We're going to try to get him back in time to join us in hour number 2 to talk to us about that game. So we'll see what time he rolls in after cruising over Highway 6 to get back to Quincy. Another game in Northeast Missouri. South Shelby over North Platte. North Platte, the state runner-up in Class 1 last year. South Shelby beats North Platte 38-0. Cardinals remain undefeated, state ranked number 6 in Class 2. Just keep rolling. Adam Gunnerman will join us here a little later. I asked him if he wanted me to have one of his players on tonight. He said it's homecoming. So they were going from the game to the dance, and he didn't figure any of them would want to step out of the dance and the festivities to get on the phone with us, and I don't blame him. it's homecoming. You got to celebrate it the right way. So Adam Gunnerman will join us on the United Systems Hotline here a little later. Maybe the game of the night in Farmington. Farmington beats Macomb in Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference action, 26-20 in overtime. Macomb had opportunities in the fourth quarter to take the lead, kind of slipped away from them there. Get to overtime, third down, Farmington scores, is unable to convert the two-point conversion. On first down from the 10, Braden Holdhouse with a good look over the middle. Pass just gets intercepted at the goal line. Game over. Farmington wins. Two state-ranked teams battling right there in Lincoln Trail Prairie Land Conference action. So, again, Farmington 26-20 over Macomb. Those are our state-ranked teams. The other state-ranked team we have not talked about is Camp Point Central. That's because Camp Point Central plays Saturday. They have a 1 p.m. kickoff at Jacksonville Route in a game that likely will decide the WIVC North Division Championship. And we're going to break that game down in more earnest later when Chris Dewar joins us in hour number 2, because he previewed it this week and he has a good gauge on Jacksonville Route. So we're going to talk more about that game coming up in hour number 2. Going back to the Week 6 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. Brown County was a Thursday night game. The Hornets beat Beardstown 57-0. Unity Payson gets its first victory of the season, beating Triopia 38-22. Maroa Forsyth, the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A, beats Pittsfield 50-8. A lot of interest in that game because Quincy Notre Dame is ranked number 3 in Class 2A. So it was interesting to see how Maroa handled Pittsfield tonight. We'll get a little better gauge on just how good Quincy Notre Dame is in regards to that next week when the Raiders go to Jacksonville, which was Pittsfield's Week 1 opponent. So Pleasant Hill picks up a win, beating North Green once again. 4th straight season, I believe. 4th or 5th. I have to go back and double check that. But for the longest time, North Green was the only team on its schedule Pleasant Hill could beat. Pleasant Hill's having a better year this year. 22-6, Pleasant Hill over North Green. Illini West completes a 3-game run with 3 straight victories to even its record at 3-3 by beating Knoxville 32-20. And then we've got, we still have the Mayor's Cup to get to. Let me get to the rest of the scoreboards. West Hancock picks up its first victory, 42-8 over Lewistown. I believe Bryce Varner over 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. We'll double check those numbers when we talk to Coy Dorothy, the West Hancock coach, here a little later this hour. In the Mayor's Cup, taking place in the Clarence Cannon Conference over at Monroe City's Langford Field tonight, the Panthers beat the Panthers. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can't use the Panthers. You got to go. Monroe City 36-20 over Palmyra. 2 touchdowns each, I believe, for Quincy Mayfield and Trace Miser. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Don Krim was on site for us, so you'll be able to read all about it at muddyriversports.com tomorrow morning. And more Clarence Cannon Conference action. Centralia over Highland 80-26. And then Montgomery County over Mark Twain 40-16 in Eastern Missouri Conference action. There is your Week 6 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Again, a lot of interesting games, a lot of games that mattered tonight. You've got teams, if you get to 6 wins in Illinois, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. Quincy High reached there. Macomb fell short of that. They're now 5-1. So the Bombers will have to wait till next week to get to that 6 victory plateau. Quincy Notre Dame crept closer to that number. Now 5-1 after dismantling Springfield Lamphere. On the Missouri side, South Shelby continues to march forward, staying undefeated at 6-0. Monroe City, again, another solid team. That game right there, that Monroe City-Palmyra game, was probably going to determine who was going to be the number 2 seed in the district. And so that looks like it will be Monroe City behind South Shelby in that district. And that's a top-heavy district because the bottom half of that district are teams that are struggling right now. So be interesting to see how that all plays out. And again, we've got teams picking up their first victories of the year tonight in West Hancock and Unity Payson. So again, plenty to talk about as we move forward. Again, we have in-studio guests set to come join us, talk about a big night. Jack Brenner, big night. I can't wait to get Wyatt Mueller's take on his teammate, Jack Brenner, and returning 2 interceptions for touchdowns. Excuse me on that. 2 interceptions for touchdowns to kickstart that landslide victory over Springfield Lamphere. So let's take a break. We'll get set for what's coming up next. We got guests lined up. We're so happy to be here with you. It's Friday night. It's prep football. It's a blast. And this is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already, he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit his head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. Again, downtown Quincy, Refreshment Services Pepsi Studio is where we're at tonight. Happy to be with you. Happy that you're with us. Great to be live. And we got a great in-studio guest ready to join us, which I'm sure his coaches are all hanging out tonight, watching, ready to make sure you don't screw up and say anything goofy that they can give you a hard time about at practice. What do you think, Wyatt Mueller? Do you bet they're doing that?
Honestly, probably.
I would think so. Quincy Notre Dame senior safety, running back, wide receiver, jack of all trades.
Yes, sir.
Is that a good way to describe you?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for taking the time to come in and join us. 77-6 over Springfield Lamphere tonight in Central State 8 conference action. You guys defensively got it off with the right start, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What was it? What got you started defensively that set the tone?
I think it was just us just all collectively playing hard together. You know, we had a great practice throughout all this week, and we just knew that this would be a great game for us just to stay locked in and really not have a beatdown game, but just you know, really play hard in the first half and then have some guys, younger guys, get reps in the second half. And obviously that happened, so I'm just really proud of how we played.
You guys aren't immune to knowing what's going on. You guys pay attention to the scores. You know the standings. You know what Springfield Lamphere's been through this year.
Yes, sir.
So as the week goes on and you prepare for a game like that, how much of a challenge is it to stay mentally focused, knowing you're up against an opponent that has struggled?
Yeah, absolutely. It was tough personally, and obviously for the team. You know, we kind of just talked, and like, it's hard to not overlook a team like them, just with all due respect, because we've played we just played Sacred Heart Griffin and Springfield, 2 really good teams,
Right.
and then now we play a team like Lanphier. So we just had to just have everybody stay locked in and just trust the process overall.
Your defense has been really good all year, and I know a lot of it's been made about the playmakers, yourself, Taylon Scott, some of the guys up front. When you see a guy like Jack Brenner, who we know is very good, just hasn't had his name thrown out there a whole lot so far this year, make big plays early. What's that do for the rest of you guys?
It just lit a fire in all of us. You know, Jack, I will say he is probably the most underrated football player on this team. You know, he is a super hard worker, very smart. I would put his football IQ over mine. I mean, he is just super smart, and he's just a great playmaker that does not get enough coverage. And him getting the first pick six, I was like, okay, there we go. And then the second one, I was like, wow. I mean, this is insane.
We've seen guys get pick sixes. I've seen guys get multiple interceptions in a game. I don't think I've ever seen on the first 2 offensive possessions the same guy get pick sixes.
Yeah,
I can't say I've ever seen that.
I have not until he just did it today. So
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And it did. It sparked everything that followed, didn't it? What when the defense makes plays like that,
yep.
how does the offense need to react?
I mean, they got to react whenever they can get the ball. You know, I didn't know when the offense was even going to get the ball with how much we were scoring. But, you know, it makes the offense know that and just be comfortable that our defense is going to play well in order for them to play well. So I know they were just eager to get the ball and just start playing.
We've seen the growth of Quincy Notre Dame's offense week by week. It gets better, it seems, week by week. Ivan Hoon returning this week from injury helps with that. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that this offense has gotten more efficient week by week?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think our offense really started to fire up against Sacred Heart. I feel like, you know, we had a lot of new guys score. Last week, Springfield had a really good defense and they played well. And then today, we had multiple guys get their first touchdown ever in a varsity game. Noah Alger was one of them. Ty Meyer was another. You know, those guys, they worked their tails off so much. And I'm just really proud that they scored. But offensively, we've been playing really well. Just every single week, we're just raising our bar. And defense, I mean, I feel like we've been elite all year. You know, QHS, they scored a lot on us, but they have a very good offense, a lot of talent. But other than that, we haven't had that many teams score on us.
Well, you go back to last week. You had to score late to beat Springfield High, and you were able to. Did the confidence that came with that and the momentum that came with that carry over to this week?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we got hyped up before the game. We call it the punish tape, where Coach Jack, we play music and just get hyped before we walk out to the field. And we had a lot of clips from Sacred Heart and Springfield. And, yeah, us scoring late in the game, obviously I got in there, but it was really my O-line that was blocking for me. And Jack Brenner, I think it was like a fourth and short, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And we did a play-action pass, and he caught it. And if he wouldn't have caught that, we wouldn't have won the game. They would have got the ball and just knelt it out. So him catching that was huge. For sure.
Do you have a favorite song that they use on the punish tape?
Oh, man. I'd have to think. It's just a whole lot of rap and just hype music.
And it works.
Yep, for sure.
You guys go to Jacksonville next week, chance to finish conference play undefeated. I know that you got the crossover games the final 2 weeks, but as far as the Central State 8 West Division, next week's it at Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
How do you prepare for a team that you know has played tough against the tough opponents?
Yeah, I mean, we got to prepare just how we have been. You know, we've played 2 really good teams lately and great teams all year. But we just got to prepare how we did against Sacred Heart and Springfield, I feel like, and even this past week. You know, just keep trusting the process, not being result-driven but process-driven, and just knowing that if we keep just stacking days on days, that's how we're going to get better. But, yeah, Jacksonville, they're a really good team. They have lots of big linemen that I've seen on film.
Yep.
So we're just going to have to be able to trust our technique with our linemen. You know, we're not going to have linemen that are 6'5", but we can have linemen that could be 6 foot and have good technique, and that's all that really matters.
Well, you got to 5 wins, which qualifies you for the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
6 would be next week if you beat Jacksonville. Guarantees it, but you don't want to settle for 6, do you?
No.
You got to get as many as possible to try to get a first-round home game, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Is that talked about right now, or is that, okay, leave that away till we get to that point of the regular season?
Yeah, we've talked about that all year, really. You know, even senior night tonight, I mean, it was a little emotional just being with everybody, you know, because I've played with a lot of those guys since flag football. But just us coming back home, I have a really good feeling that we will. And, yeah, us seniors have really talked about that. Like, even after QHS, we were really just like, I think it's up from here, and that we can go 8-1 very good chance of that. Obviously, we can't get too complacent with what we've done so far.
Yeah.
We just got to keep working. But I'm really proud of how we've been doing, and I really think that we could go undefeated for the rest of the year.
You dropped the homecoming proposal after the game.
Yeah.
It went smooth?
Yes, sir. She said yes.
Well, good. That's good. So
Yeah.
now you got your homecoming date all lined up.
Yep.
Awesome. She's a good girl, too.
Yes, sir.
So, Wyatt, thanks for taking the time to come in. I know you got other things to get ready. I know you want to go home and rest and after another night of football. So, thanks for taking the time to come into the studio. Good luck next week at Jacksonville. And who knows, maybe we get to do it again in here.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. For Wyatt Mueller, Quincy Notre Dame senior safety, thank him for joining us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to jump on the United Systems hotline and talk to David Kirby, the Monroe City coach, after their big victory over Palmyra tonight. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Want to thank Wyatt Mueller, the Quincy Notre Dame senior safety, wide receiver, jack of all trades, for joining us for the First Bankers Trust update on the Quincy Notre Dame football team. It was great to have him in studio. We'll have another in-studio guest in hour number 2 when Chris Dewar joins us, and I'm sure he's going to want to talk about the Mayor's Cup that took place tonight at Langford Field in Monroe City. So we're going to go to the United Systems hotline right now and talk about that game with the winning head coach, Monroe City's David Kirby. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Okay, so victory number 101. We had you on last week, and I totally forgot to congratulate you on victory number 100. So my apologies on that.
No apologies needed, man. It's a cool milestone, but there have been a lot of kids that have played for me, and they've won a lot of ball games, and I just reap the rewards of having a lot of really good kids and an amazing coaching staff and a supportive community.
And I'm going to guess victory number 101 is just as sweet.
It really is. It really is. The kids tonight, we knew that it was going to be a physical contest. This game takes on a personality of itself, and you're going to have to really play aggressive football if you're going to be able to win it. And, for this is 12th time coaching in it, and every one of them has been a physical football game, and I'm glad that we were able to pull out the win tonight.
I know it was a tight game early, both teams scoring – 2 touchdowns early, and then you guys gained a little separation before halftime. What did it take to get that separation?
Oh, man. I'll tell you what, it was like 2 just heavyweights just going out there and just throwing haymakers and to start the game. And then we were able to kind of play a little bit more fundamentally sound, extend some drives, try to play smart football, not get behind the sticks. And then we were able to put them in long yardage situations and, kind of pin our ears back and force some punts. And then we had some big plays, and it took everybody tonight. We spread the ball around a whole lot with a lot of different backs and a lot of different people touching the ball. And it was pretty balanced as far as tonight went. Quincy had 94 yards. Ooh, that's a lot of carries. 94, but he had 94 yards. Dylan Ross had 81. Trey had 86. Jaden Holland. I don't think Jaden Holland came off the field tonight. I mean, I think he's on every special team, offense, defense. I mean, that kid, our boys are going to sleep really well tonight. I mean, they had a heck of a game, and they had to fight to the nail for this one. And, I can't say enough about what our kids did tonight to get this victory.
I had the pleasure of having Trace Miser and Jaden Holland on Shuck on a Truck during the preseason.
Yep.
And I know Trey, had the fabulous catch against Centralia and has done a lot of really nice things for you this year. But Jaden Holland is one of the guys I think that gets overlooked a lot of times and does really good things for you guys.
Absolutely, he does. He is, he's a workhorse, running fullback for us and doing a lot of big things in the offense for us. I mean, he has to lead block and then playing a defensive end. I mean, that kid he does a great job. He's a real quiet, humble kid too. He doesn't say much. He just goes out and plays really aggressive, plays really hard. And, when it's his time to carry the ball, he's turned himself into a really good fullback for our system. And I challenged him the other day. I mean, I was like, Bud, we've had some studs come through at that fullback spot. It's your time to shine. And when he gets an opportunity to run, he's running 100 miles an hour, and he's a hard person to bring down, and he's a great lead blocker. I think that's something not a lot of people talk about these days is a good lead blocking fullback, and he does a great job with that. And then, then have to go right back and play defensive end, taking on double teams, taking on counter pullers. I mean, that kid's a football player. No ifs, ands, buts about it.
We go back and look at your first 6 weeks, and you start the season with Valley Catholic. You get hit Palmyra in week 6. There's been nothing easy about the first 6 weeks for your guys. That's going to pay off in the postseason, isn't it?
I hope so. I mean, that's one of the things is we ain't scared to play nobody. That's just that's how it is. And we know that we schedule some pretty tough opponents, and our conference is brutal, and you better be prepared. But once you get into, the districts, I mean, heck, it's just like playing our conference again. We're going to see South Shelby, hopefully we're going to see South Shelby again. We're going to see probably Palmyra again, maybe Clark. I mean, there are a lot of teams that you might double up with, and that's just a part of playing in our conference and then our area being the district it is. You just play a lot of really good teams, and hopefully, I think we're a really good team, and I think if we keep progressing and moving forward, I hope that we can be a really tough opponent for somebody.
Well, you guys took another step forward tonight, so I appreciate you taking time to break it down with us afterward.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Coach. Have a great night and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
That was Monroe City coach David Kirby joining us on the United Systems Hotline, breaking down Monroe City's 36-20 victory over Palmyra in the Mayor's Cup taking place at Langford Field tonight. Don Krim, our senior columnist, was there tonight. He will have a full breakdown of what took place at Langford Field for you at muddyriversports.com. When you get up tomorrow morning, I'll get to read it when I get done with the show tonight. So we'll have it all ready for you, along with coverage of several games from throughout the area. So make sure you check out muddyriversports.com tomorrow morning. When we come back, we're going to have our first recorded segment. First time we've done this on Muddy Night Lights, so we hope you enjoy. Got to catch up with Quincy High School coach Rick Little this afternoon before he ran off to go scout tonight. So we'll hit you up when we come back with a breakdown of the Blue Devils for your First Bankers Trust Quincy High School update on the other side of this commercial break. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, you know, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know, it just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, and this is our first on-location segment of Muddy Night Lights. I'm out at Flynn Stadium, breaking it down with Quincy High School football coach Rick Little. Thanks for taking time to join us on Muddy Night Lights.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. It feels a little bit like a shuck on a truck.
It does, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Well, we're sitting on the tailgate of the Toyota Tundra, Schottenkirk Toyota, providing me with the opportunity to have a different look for shuck on a truck and for these things.
It was a beautiful truck.
It is a beautiful truck, isn't it? So I I enjoy driving it right now.
Yes.
So, you guys are coming off. Obviously, you're not joining us in studio tonight because it's a rare Friday night where you don't have to be at Flint Stadium or at a game. So you're going to go to a game.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's not too many Fridays in my life since about, maybe third or fourth grade that have not been on whether it's watching my brothers when they played, or being a manager, right, the ball boy, or obviously high school, college, and obviously here. So yeah, it's a really unique feeling on a Friday in the fall to not be on the sideline.
It's a little and it's weird for me to be sitting here talking to you on a Friday where we're not. Like normally, if I'm out here at Flynn with you guys, we are sitting here talking about this time.
Yeah.
But it's just a couple hours before the game.
Yeah, but it feels good too to have the work done, right? Yeah. To have the win, in the books, and now move on to the next opponent. So.
And we didn't mention you won. You played Thursday night because of the official shortage. Moved your game up at Galesburg to Thursday night, and you won 45-0 at Van Dyke Field.
Yeah.
Can't overlook that.
Can't overlook that. And I think for us, it's. Obviously, I've talked a lot about this. I mean, Galesburg's a team that's trying to find their way, right? And so it's what we wanted to do, what we expected to do. But there's a lot to be learned in those games, right? And so I felt like we, through the win, took a lot out of it and worked to clean things up.
Well, it's all about making sure you take care of business. And you and I talked about this beforehand and after the game. But if you go up there and these guys they're struggling. Let's just get through the night. If your guys don't have that mindset of we got to go out there and win, we got to go out there and take care of business, then you're not accomplishing anything, even if you win.
No, and I think too, there's a mindset. I mean, we feel really good about our team. We love this team. It's a good football team. We've been good for a couple of years and for a long time. But this is a special group, and so there's everything you do. There's something to be learned, right? Everything. And so even when you play a team that's trying to find their way, that's struggling, for us to go out there and handle our business. Don't play down. Like play up to to every situation. And I thought our guys did a really good job of executing at a high level and obviously coming away with the victory.
Well, and I think one of the things you and I have talked about, we specifically talked about last night, and we talk about a lot, is how your guys support each other. When your starters come off the field and the backups go in, they become their cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And that was really evident last night.
One of the most important things to me, Chuck, in that is that, when we have guys that support each other. I've been on part of teams, played on teams where, my work's done, and they go over and kind of, pose for whatever, whatever picture shot on the bench that they think they're going to get. And so that doesn't fly here, and the guys know it. And obviously there's a genuine love and respect for one another. And so that's a really cool place to be in our program. And it's cool to see guys going out making plays. Not only making plays, we don't chase shutouts. Coach Gower's done a good job, but we don't chase them. And I'm sure a lot of programs don't either. But it's one of those things that when you can get a shutout, putting everybody out there and putting a great effort, it's a really good feeling.
Well, you could tell from especially your defensive starters, but everybody on the sideline last night, that shutout it meant something to them. They were cheering their backups, their teammates on, to make sure they kept that goose egg up there.
Yeah, it's a huge deal, right? It's a huge deal because, like I said, each and every one of these guys are so important to me, and we've been through a lot, right? And so even this summer, all the work and I told them after the game, all the butt chewings you got, all the things that you think, like, man, coach, I'm not sure he likes me. You know what I mean? No, it's not that at all. It's that when you get your opportunity, we want you to deliver. And I thought so many guys last night did that.
First shutout since 2021, first one in Coach Gower's time as defensive coordinator. I know you're not chasing them, but it's got to be a good feeling for him and his defense to come back in here today and go, we got it done.
It's a great feeling. And like I said, just, obviously the players execute the game plan, but Coach Gower and his defensive staff, put it together. And so there's just, like I said, it's a special time right now because we've got really good coaches, Chuck. I mean, I've been blessed with kids, guys that have done a great job here, but also obviously it's a great group of young men that go out there and are very, very talented, but go out there and execute and understand the situation all the time.
I got to spend a little bit of time with those coaches on Thursday before you guys headed off to Galesburg for a column that you will be seeing on MuddyRiverSports.com over the weekend. So look forward to that. But it's fun. It's fun to be. They're a good group to be around. They're knowledgeable in football and other sports.
Yeah.
But they have the right mindset. it's about the kids.
Yeah, well, no doubt. And I think, it's probably the thing that I enjoy the most is the kids, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, it has
should
to be.
It should be. But
Well, you know how much I enjoy hanging out with your guys,
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the kids in the air throughout the area. But
well, and it's just like I say, I say it a lot, but it's a moment in time. I mean, these guys, football is going to come and go, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to happen. But the memories that they make, the lessons that they learn, and like I said, it's not just what I'm supposed to say. It's what I mean. And
Right.
So I'm so proud of them and just love being around them.
Okay, so to give everybody a little teaser of what's to come, Italian horseshoe, yes or no?
Oh gosh, I'm trying not to hurt people's feelings here. So I think it comes down to, would I drive a great distance and get the Italian horseshoe? It's a great meal, right?
It was as you and I talked about. So the impetus of the column is the Italian horseshoe, and Brigham John, one of the assistant coaches here at Quincy High's love for the Italian horseshoe. It was good. You would say that too. You've gone and had it with him. I went and had it with him. It's good. Would I drive to Colchester just to have that?
No. Well, and again, let me say this.
But the place was really cool. The Grill on Market.
Yes.
Was
Oh,
a really cool place.
no. And I think their best thing is the tenderloin. So, but
and see, now I'm anxious to try that because Coach Hoschlag had one.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this too. Like good is the enemy of great, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
I think I'm so careful with my words because I don't want to make it sound like it's not really good.
Right.
But when we talk about food and we're going to evaluate this, it's got to be. I mean, to really speak about it, it's got to be.
Yes.
It's got to be great, and it's very, very good.
Well, we'll have more conversations about the Italian horseshoe, I'm sure, because Brigham will bring it up all the time. But that's one thing when I come out to practice and stuff, talking food with your coaches and movies and music. It's not always about football, and I could go across town to Quincy, Notre Dame, and have those same conversations. It just depends on where you're at. If you've got coaches that interact so well with each other that it's not just about football,
right.
It's a blast, isn't it?
It is a blast, and that's what really strengthens the relationship even with the players, because it's like we're with them all the time. And I say this like it's just Quincy High School. No, it's all the coaches in the area.
Same here. So you and I are sitting here talking today. So
right. But it's all those things that's where those relationships form, those bonds are strengthened, and obviously the game is a great vessel to build in these young men's lives. But yeah, it's fun. That's what I probably enjoy the most, and probably miss the most as a player way back when is that camaraderie. That camaraderie, being in the huddle, being in the locker room, being on the practice field, venting, about frustrations.
And that's why I have so much fun when I see Coach Wassman out here, because that takes me back to my high school days and the interactions I had with him then and that I do now. And it comes full circle in some ways.
It does. And like I said, we love the game for sure. But like you said, it's the being involved in these young men's lives and watching them do great things and support each other, build into each other, and root for each other. It's a really cool thing.
Well, I know you're going to get on the road. You're going to go scout tonight. You're going to go and see a game at a venue. Have you ever been to Jeff City?
I mean, I've drove through it, but I've never seen a game there. No, so I'm excited to go watch. To watch two really good football teams.
Yes.
Battle in Jeff City Elias and Capital City High School. So it's going to be a really not only this as a coach to scout it out, but as a fan to watch. It's going to be a lot of fun.
If you happen to navigate your way through Columbia on the way, you probably won't because it's a little out of the way. But go hit up Shakespeare's.
Yes, I have, and it's outstanding, and we've talked about that a lot as well.
So awesome, man. Well, thank you for the time. Be safe on the road, and we'll see you again next week.
Hey, appreciate it, Chuck.
Awesome. We'll be back with another segment of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's Rick Little. I'm Matt Shuckman. Stick around. We got a lot more coming up.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity. Fire alarms increase your safety. Surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service. United Systems.
Hey, Abe. Hey, George. You know what? We love beer! This election year, be sure to make the correct decision and vote jerseys. Over the last 4 years, we have helped put more money back in your pocket with our daily drink specials and incredible food deals. We have also made steaks great again with our partnership with GJY Beef Company. So when you are making your next dinner decision, make it Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words: United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. A lot of good games tonight, and especially one locally, with West Hancock getting its first victory over Lewistown tonight, 42-8. Bryce Varner, what a night. 426 roughly yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 6 touchdowns tonight for the quarterback of the Titans. And to talk more about his performance and that of his team, we're going to go to the United Systems hotline and be joined by West Hancock coach Coy Dorothy. Coach, how are you?
Doing great tonight. I felt the energy, within the team tonight, and they brought it. And most importantly, it looked like they're having a great time out there. And to see their face after the game, after the hard-fought game, and the win was pretty priceless as a coach.
Well, you guys have been close. You guys have been battling with teams. You've been putting up some offensive numbers. You just needed a few more defensive stops, and you got those tonight, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think, props to Lewiston. They're really well coached. That first quarter was a test. And we've been tested this whole year. Like you said, we've been, good games against, ranked teams like Farmington and Elmwood and Macomb.
Right.
And it just seems when, the adversity hits, in the first 4 or 5 weeks, we kind of started to kind of feel sorry for ourselves and almost crumble a little bit. But, after the first quarter, it was 0-0 tonight, and it was completely different environment and, feeling from the team. Going in the second quarter, we could have, done what we did the first 4 weeks is, we did the opposite. We came out, put up 28 points second quarter, so that was big.
What got you going tonight? What kind of lit the spark?
I think just, realizing that, we can get stops on defense, and like you said about Bryce Varner, he settled in. He settled in really well. I believe he was about 21 for 30 passing. Okay. And our aiming point as a quarterback, in this system is, we want to get 70% completion ratio, completion percentage. And, that's what he did tonight. And, you spoke on the 426 passing yards. That just broke, I don't think he knows, but that just broke our single game, passing record.
Oh, wow.
So, he doesn't know that, the previous holder, it was like 415. I was just checking it today. But yeah, that's just the type of kid Bryce is, though. I mean, obviously we know he played wide receiver last year.
Yep.
But he can lead a team, and he's proved it up until now, and he really I think he really took that next step tonight, orchestrating the offense and keeping the guys up, and you being able to use his feet, but also put the ball where the playmakers can go get it.
So that single game record holder, was that you?
It was. It was.
But that's cool.
I mean, that was cool to see.
Yeah, I was going to say, as a coach, to see a kid, break a record that you held at that school has got to be a cool feeling.
Yeah, and and Bryce Varner, and it's pretty cool and unique. Is we go way back. He would actually, him and his father would actually come down to my McNamara football games and watch me play. So I've known him since he's been a little kid, and it's kind of cool to he would follow me even after high school and watch me play in college, and now I'm sitting here coaching him as a quarterback. It's going full circle. It's just great to be able to coach him, but great to be able to see the type of kid that he's developing and growing into.
Well, and he doesn't break that record unless he's got multiple weapons to throw the ball to. I know Hunter Froman with a big night, Nolan Gooding once again with a big night, Tucker Coltenberg. I mean, a lot of guys contributed to that record.
Yeah. Nolan, obviously everyone, knows Nolan. He's been solid for us, but Hunter Froman's a stud. He's played really well for us so far, and unfortunately we lost, one of our key players offensively and defensively last week with Gunner, and it's just Ethan Schmidt stepped up and filled that role and had 2 big catches for about 70 yards. He's a tight end type person, but he split out and he did a good job. But I could, the kids fed off of, and and they took it hard last week when Gunner went down, and the whole Warsaw community at the game, and it was tough for everyone. But we went and saw him on Monday as our practice, and visit him in the hospital, and and all week the boys were just basically saying let's do this for him. Like this game is bigger than ourselves. And as a coach, that's pretty sweet to see. Is these high school kids care more about their quote unquote brothers, their teammates, almost more than themselves. So that's pretty sweet.
Well, I was going to bring that up because you shared a picture on social media, or someone did, of all your guys at the hospital with Gunner. And it's like, that's what high school athletics is about. It's as much as we want to celebrate the victories and the championships and everything, when a group of guys stick together like that, that's something special.
Yeah. And I said it from, the beginning of the year. This is, the most tight-knit, close, family, I like to call it, oriented team that I have seen, and it's, high school level kids, it's kind of hard to, almost get that buy-in, get the, them caring and, showing, the love for their teammates. But, we have it here, and, I couldn't be, more proud as a coach to see these kids, the way they act, love every one of them on the field, but, love them even more off the field, and see the type of kids and, people that they actually are.
Well, I got to give one more shout out. Casey Shaw helping me out with stats tonight and all the time. So you got good people around you like that helping with your program, and that makes a difference.
Yeah, he's on it, and his son graduated, last year, and I didn't know if he'd be interested in doing it still, and I kind of asked him, he's like, absolutely, if I'm still, if you still want me, and I'm like, absolutely. I mean, he gets the stats to me tonight. I mean, he had it to me tonight about 15 minutes ago. And he's like, hey, can I get it to you in the morning? Like, absolutely. So I mean, you hit it right on the head. Having great people around this football team, but in this community, it's been nothing but great.
Well, congrats on win 1 of the season. You got 3 more weeks to go get 3 more, and you never know. Maybe it's this is where the corner turns for you guys.
Exactly. Yep. Get one and keep stacking them and see what happens at the end of the year.
Awesome, Coy. Thanks for taking the time to join us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
That was West Hancock coach Coy Dorothy joining us on the United Systems Hotline. 42-8 victory over Lewiston. Good win for the Titans. And again, the numbers are impressive, but they lost one of their key players in Gunnar Grotehouse last week with an injury. Comes back. Those guys rallied together and picked up a much-needed win for that program. And you can just see in year 2 under Dorothy's direction where the Titans are headed. So good to see that. And And again, another guy, if you follow the blueprints of what guys are doing and the way they're building programs, you can look at what Rick Little's done at Quincy High School and Jack Cornell at Quincy Notre Dame and Matt Woodworth out at Unity Pace and Brad Dixon. So all across the board. And another guy that's done that is South Shelby coach Adam Gunnerman, where he's got the Cardinals just simply rolling. And we're going to get him on the United Systems hotline and talk about their victory over North Platte when we come back. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb. And our agents are here to help you feel protected, so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
All right, I want you to stop and think for a second of something you might need for the fall. Well, whether it's warmer clothing, maybe something for the yard, or something to snack on, it's probably on sale during the Fall Dollar Day sale at your local Farm and Home Supply. In fact, it might even be under $10. Here's some of the best-selling items at $5. What about $6? Then $8. And all these for only $10. See hundreds of other Fall Dollar Day sales at your local store right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Hey, grab me one too.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. It's been a fun first hour. We're getting near the end of the hour number 1. But before we switch over to hour number 2, where Chris Dewar is waiting in the wings to join us to break down all kinds of things, we got to go over to Shelbina to break down a homecoming victory for the Cardinals. So going to the United Systems hotline and joining us is South Shelby coach Adam Gunnerman. Coach, how are you?
Oh, doing great. Doing great.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got me?
Yeah, our producer hit the wrong buttons, and that,
all good, man. All good.
It happens, Yeah, that's part of going live, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, hey, thanks for taking the time to join us. I know it's homecoming in Shelbina. Did you sneak into the dance and cut a rug before you headed home?
I'm getting too old for that. I try to avoid dances as much as humanly possible. Except, we got dance parties with my daughters every night. That's a pretty good time. I can still cut a rug there, but for high school dances, I try to avoid those like the plague.
But my guess is the high school kids and your own daughters aren't listening to the music that you and I would listen to.
Yeah, probably not. Savannah, my oldest, she'll go, I want to listen to some daddy music, and we'll, throw on some rock music, and she'll bang her head. It's a pretty good time.
I love it. Well, pretty good time for the Cardinals tonight too. 38-0 over North Platte. How did the Cardinals play?
We played really well tonight. I was really, really happy with really a complete game. Defense was outstanding again tonight. Not very many possessions in this football game. I think we had the ball 7 times all night, and was able to put it in the end zone on 5 of them. And we got a new kicker that's getting better and better, and we've kicked a lot of extra points the last 2 weeks. And when you kick field goal or extra points instead of going for 2, the score doesn't quite add up as fast. So,
right.
But man, it's fun to see a kid. His name's Pedro Romanician. He's actually an exchange student from Brazil, and he is really starting to figure out how to kick the ball. And he was really good tonight. He was I think he was 3 for 5 on extra point, and then he hit a 25 yard field goal. So that was really cool for him.
Well, the thing is, you get into a crunch time situation, a postseason situation, where you get in the red zone and maybe you're stuck on 4th down and you're going, okay, can we kick it or do we have to go for it? If you've got a kid that has some experience kicking it, you got an advantage there, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. That goes back, a long time ago when I was an assistant at Palmyra. We had Noah Mincer. That was, just the best high school kicker I've ever seen. And just being able to shorten the field to the 30 and knowing you can get 3 points out of it's pretty great.
You guys keep rolling. North Platte was a team that was in the state semifinal or state championship game last year. I know their record wasn't indicative of just how salty they can be so far this year, but that's a good midseason test, isn't it?
It really is. The best part about playing them was their size. They were huge up front. They have 3 guys over 270, which is a really good look for us before we go play Centralia that has pretty similar size up front. So that was a really good look for us for next week. And, hats off to North Platte. They ate a bunch of clock. Both teams running the football. That game went by really quick. I think it was done by, 9:20, 9:15, the game was over. So, both teams running the ball that much. And we threw the ball maybe a little bit more than we did the week before. I think Chase tonight was pretty special again. He was, I think he was 7 and 9 for 160 and 2 touchdowns. And, he just keeps getting better. And that's a testament to who he is as a player.
He's got so many games under his belt, you start to forget that he's only a junior still.
Oh, I know. I don't forget he's only a junior. I'm blessed that I get him for a whole nother year after this one. But he's been pretty special, and he was really great tonight.
Well, and we saw some pretty good games throughout the CCC tonight, including a big scoring effort by Centralia. That's a tough team you got to go tackle next week, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a team that's already played some big games so far this year. So, they're really big up front. They got several guys over that 250 mark, and we don't have anyone that weighs 250 on our team. So that'll be really fun for us to have that challenge next week. And glad we get to play it at home, and hopefully make another step towards another conference title.
But I got a feeling Magruder and the boys are up for the challenge.
They are. That's one of the things about Aiden. He loves challenge. That's just the type of kid he is. He's the type of guy, you put give him something, Aiden, this is pretty great if you could do this, but I don't know. And then he would just step up and get it done. And, he's just the type of guy that's going to take a challenge head on.
Well, I know you ducked out of one room and into another at your house to get away from the kids. So we should probably let you go so you can get back to them so they can harass you some more.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thanks, Adam, for taking the time to join us, and good luck next week against Centralia.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
See you, man. That was Adam Gunnerman, South Shelby head coach, joining us on the United Systems hotline. A 38-0 victory over North Platte sets up a showdown with Centralia next week at Charles Rash Memorial Field. So big things ahead for the Cardinals, state ranked number 6 in Class 2, undefeated. They just keep rolling. So, again, we appreciate him taking the time to join us on the United Systems hotline. Man, that first hour flew by. That was a lot of fun. And I think hour number 2 is going to fly by as well because I got a guy waiting in the wings to join us to break everything down. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to run through the scoreboard, and then we're going to give you a minute to get braced for Chris Dewar to join us. So stick around. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big is the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill. 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
Take a look at this. You may not believe your eyes, but Ariat Days is bringing you the best deals of the year on this hot-selling brand at your local Farm and Home Supply. Get $20 off all men's and women's denim, or $10 off youth denim. Or take 25% off all Ariat outerwear. How about $20 off Ariat boots? Then get 30% off Ariat long-sleeve shirts and hoodies. And don't forget about 25% off Ariat accessories like hats, belts, socks, and more. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We are coming to you from the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. First hour was a lot of fun. A lot of great football to talk about. Had some great guests both in studio and on the United Systems hotline. Really looking forward to hour number 2. Glad you're sticking with us. Glad you're hanging out with us on a Friday night. And again, if you didn't have the opportunity to hang with us live, you can always check out any of our episodes. They're all archived. You can go to YouTube. You can go to muddyriversports.com. They're there. You can find them. Episodes 1 through 5 are there now. And number 6 will be up shortly after we finish tonight. So if you're traveling, if you just want to get a recap of what went on, or if you just want to go back and listen to a segment you missed or enjoyed, there it is. Go check it out. So we appreciate everything all of our listeners and viewers do to keep us going. We hope you're enjoying the show as much as we are. And with that in mind, we better give you an update on the Week 6 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. So here's what has happened so far in Week 6. Started on Thursday night. Quincy High School beat Galesburg 45-0 in Western Big 6 Conference play. We also had Brown County beating Beardstown 57-0 in WIBC North play. Now we move to Friday night, and we still had some big time, some lopsided wins. Starting with Quincy Notre Dame beating Springfield Lamphere in Central State 8 Conference play 77-6. Jack Brenner returning 2 interceptions for pick sixes right off the bat. So quite a night for him to get kick-started. South Shelby over North Platte, 38-0. Among our state-ranked teams, Hannibal takes it on the chin. Now, we got to double-check this. I believe it's the first time since 1998 Kirksville has beat Hannibal. I know it has not happened this century. Kirksville 16-15. Greg Nesbitt gets his revenge on his alma mater. And then Macomb loses a heartbreaker 26-20 to Farmington in overtime in a battle of state-ranked teams. Again, continuing on the Illinois side tonight, if my computer will work. There we go. Unity Payson picks up its first victory of the season, 38-22 over Triopia. Maroa Forsyth, 50-8 over Pittsfield. That's the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A. Again, Quincy Notre Dame ranked number 3 in Class 2A, so there's some interest there. Pleasant Hill over North Green, 22-6. Illini West over Knoxville, 32-20. West Hancock gets its first victory of the season. We talked to West Hancock coach Coy Dorothy in the first hour, 42-8 over Lewiston. Monroe City wins the Mayor's Cup, beating Palmyra 36-20. David Kirby broke it down for us, the Monroe City head coach. Centralia over Highland, 80-26. Centralia South Shelby next week. Look out for that one. And Montgomery County over Mark Twain, 40-16. There's your Week 6 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. We got one more game to finish the weekend. That's coming up on Saturday. State-ranked Camp Point Central goes to pass-heavy, offense-heavy Jacksonville route. And I hear their defense is really good. And the guy that broke that down this week for you on the TV side, KHQA Sports Director Chris Stewart, is in studio. So we're going to talk about that game when we come back. Let's take a break. Chris Stewart on the other side. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships? It's the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. Number 1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, you know, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm honored and anxious to start this next conversation because the bald-headed wonder has joined me in the studio. Christopher Dewar, thank you for coming into the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio.
Always a pleasure to be here. I had a brilliant idea listening to you 2 weeks ago.
Okay, what was that?
Why is there not like a Shuck Daddy shuffle to introduce you when you're coming in? Kind of like Sanford and Sons music, but just a little tweaky, little funky.
I thought when you were going with that, you were going to go with the Truffle Shuffle reference.
Ah, yes.
The Goonies.
Yes, absolutely.
Gotta love the Goonies. Goonies never die.
One of your favorites.
Yes, indeed. That's that's the beauty of having grown up in the 80s.
Yeah.
The music, the movies.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think every generation stands by my generation was the best to grow up in, blah, blah, blah. I would challenge those in the 70s and the 90s to top the 80s.
It was a beautiful time to be alive.
Wasn't it? We hit high school in that time.
We did.
We made fools of ourselves.
Many times over. Many times over.
And we still continue to do that.
Well, that's sort of what we do. It's kind of who we are.
It is. Well, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. What a night. What a weird, fun, interesting night. You and I were talking in the break. From a highlight standpoint, we hit a gold mine.
Oh,
just the start of the Quincy Notre Dame game tonight.
Yes.
With those first 3 touchdowns, Ryan Darnell living the big man fantasy tonight.
Love it.
Oh, and Jack Cornell has had that somewhere in the back of his frustrated mind.
No question about
as an offensive lineman for decades now.
Well, and he's got a really great relationship with that kid, with Ryan Darnell, who, Ryan's dad, Sam, has been a part of the Q&D wrestling program, helped Jack when Jack was a wrestler. Ryan was born I think Ryan was a baby when Jack was senior year of high school, junior year of high school. So he's been around the kid his entire life. So to see a kid that you have a bond with like that, do something special like that, I think it's really cool.
It's a spotlight night and a spotlight moment, and what a way to get that done. And I don't think anybody expected it or saw that hook and lateral coming, which set up just perfectly. I mean, if you're going to make memories, what a great night to do this.
No question about it. And we had Wyatt Mueller in here earlier.
Great young man.
Talking about, and the cool thing is he talked about his teammates so eloquently and so supportively, which is what you like to see. And we saw it last night with the Quincy High School defense trying to pitch the shutout.
Right.
And the starters on the sideline as the biggest cheerleaders for those guys that were on the field.
Absolutely.
And I think we could go to, Bryce Varner setting the passing record at West Hancock tonight. I guarantee in a lopsided game, everybody on the sideline was cheering for him. His coaches were rooting him on. He broke his coach's record. And his coach is the first one to say how great it was.
That's neat.
That's neat. We see a lot of that throughout the area, don't we?
It's investment and it's ownership in your programs because you only get 4 years, but you are forever a Raider, a Titan, a Bomber, whatever it may be.
Yep.
And I think that's why it resonates so great deeper in life.
Well, and we're going to see two teams that really take a ton of pride in where they're from and the schools they represent and the coaches they represent and all that stuff tomorrow when Camp Point Central and Jacksonville Route go head-to-head.
One of the more unique atmospheres for people who have not experienced it, and I know the Camp Point Central people have. They were just there 2 years ago, but Friesen Field is just kind of a different vibe. It's on a shuttered campus, and you would think, well, this is sort of weird, but it is almost like the most autumnal setting in all of the tri-states because you have places to sit under the shade trees.
I was going to say, the trees make that.
It does, and it makes for a really good atmosphere, and I think on paper we have a really good game. I had a chance to talk to Barry Creviston this week, and Barry Creviston is well aware that he needs to be his own best friend and not his own worst enemy in this game, because he was talking about the value of restraint. When, to make a poker reference, he's almost like Phil Hellmuth. He always wants to push in, always wants to go all in. He doesn't want to be patient with it. And he said, I have to be disciplined enough to take the 8-yard out when it's there. So I think he spent a lot of time in contemplation of Camp Point Central's defense, which is very, very good,
yes, it is.
But largely untested at the back end.
Okay.
4 new starters on the back end. And if you know anything about Jacksonville Route, Kellen Creviston has already thrown for almost 1,500 yards passing. He has 18 touchdowns to his credit. He has a variety of mix and match wide receivers. Eli Olson is almost 6'6". Then you've got Jace Laudeman, who is 5'11", but all moxie and chutzpah. So there's a lot of different things that factor into this. I think this is the test that Brad Dixon's back end of that defense needs.
Oh, no doubt.
I also think this is a really good test to find out if the growth that we have seen from Route's defense to this point is legitimate. Route, and I'll take you back to the first game of the season, a game that they lost to Calhoun. Come out first play from scrimmage, throw a pick six, and all of a sudden Calhoun's up. Route answers back with a long touchdown pass. Kellen Creviston throws an interception the first play of the second quarter, and Route never sees the ball again in that quarter. They could not get off the field. Did a really good job against Connor Longnecker and dealing with big fullbacks, which is important, obviously, tomorrow when you're dealing with Caden and Elijah.
Yep.
They've proven they can do that. But can they make the big stop when they need it? That is the key for Route tomorrow, and that's what I'm so anxious to see. Because on paper and even cosmetically, Route looks the part defensively.
Yeah. Central looks the part offensively in a different way.
They do.
And I want to get with you on that.
Okay.
But we need to take a break. Okay. We'll come back. We'll run through the scores real quick when we come back. And then I want to jump back into that topic and then a couple other games I want to touch base on. You
Sounds good. I'm here for you, my man.
Awesome. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back. Chris Stewart will stick around and we'll talk more football here on Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity, fire alarms, increase your safety, surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service, United Systems.
Hey, Abe. Hey, George. You know what? We love beer!
This election year, be sure to make the correct decision and vote jerseys. Over the last 4 years, we have helped put more money back in your pocket with our daily drink specials and incredible food deals. We have also made steaks great again with our partnership with GJY Beef Company. So when you are making your next dinner decision, make it Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tech Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. Get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words: United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. I want to run through the Week 6 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota real quick, give you the lowdown on everything that's been happening, and then we'll jump back in with Chris Dewar. So real quick, Quincy High School on Thursday night beat Galesburg 45-0. Quincy Notre Dame takes care of business in the Central State 8, beating Springfield Lanphier 77-6. Kirksville ends the drought against Hannibal 16-15 in North Central Missouri Conference play. South Shelby over North Platte 38-0. Farmington beats Macomb 26-20 in overtime. Brown County, it was another Thursday night game, 57-0 over Beardstown. Unity Payson 38, Triopia 22. Mustangs get their first victory of the season. Maroa Forsyth, the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A, beats Pittsfield 50-8. Pleasant Hill over North Green 22-6. Illini West knocks off Knoxville 32-20. The Chargers have won 3 straight games. West Hancock gets its first victory of the season, 42-8 over Lewiston. Monroe City wins the Mayor's Cup, beating Palmyra 36-20. Centralia over Highland 80-26. And Montgomery County beats Mark Twain 40-16. There's your Week 6 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. There's a name missing off that. That would be Camp Point Central, because the Panthers play on Saturday. 1 o'clock kickoff at Jacksonville Route in a game that will decide the WIVC North Championship. And Chris Dewar, thanks again for sticking around and
absolutely,
and hanging with us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. The interesting thing about that Camp Point Central team is Brad Dixon made the move to put Elijah Gennebacher at quarterback and Caden Niekamp at fullback and go power football. Were you surprised at the move?
Yeah, and I'm surprised how well it's worked. Not because I have any doubts about those kids or their speed for their size. It just seemed like last year that they so much valued time away with their key pieces to reserve them, to keep tread on the tire for a postseason run. I think the Calhoun game put a different imperative on what they need to do this season and how they need to ride this. And I give them a lot of credit. Adapting and changing what you do and who you know is really hard, especially when you're coming off a state championship. So credit to those guys. I mean, not that it's a surprise to anybody that Dixon and Ray are innovative, but it is a great innovation.
And it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't oh my goodness, we aren't good enough offensively, we got to do this. They had some injuries that were going to force them to move some pieces as it was. So it was like, well, let's try this, and it's worked. And we know Caden Niekamp is the second fastest kid on the team, just in general. So when you're talking about a standout defensive lineman as your second fastest kid on the team, why not put the ball in his hands when you can? And see what he can do. And we've seen what he can do. He can run away from people.
We've seen some of that over the years. I mean, hearkening back to the great Mark Twain days with Clint Caros, who used to do that in similar fashion. He was an all-state defensive lineman who could do that. Caden is built different than anybody else I've ever seen. I mean, I guess the biggest parallel I might draw is like Mike O'Brien in his Alito days, when he was a nose guard and a fullback who ran better than anybody ever knew and didn't quite fit, you know, Division I's college metrics.
Okay, we're old if we're pulling out Mike O'Brien from Alito references.
Don't let the Western folks hear us say that.
But it should be. It should be the kind of Saturday afternoon high school game that you want to see. With two really good teams.
It's been an embarrassment of riches this week. 3 straight days of football.
Yeah.
Which, you know, which you and I live for.
Yeah.
So it has been fun.
Okay, so I've got a column coming up this weekend.
Okay.
Probably going to drop it on Sunday. Might drop it Monday. We'll see how things go on Saturday. For me, it was a really cool idea. I went and had lunch with some of the Quincy High School football coaches.
Awesome.
On Thursday. But we went to Colchester. Now, they were on their way to Galesburg.
I've heard the stories of the Colchester
of the
eatery.
Of the Italian Horseshoe.
Yes.
Okay, so it's Brigham John's. He's the one that orchestrated this. He's always talked about it. Got all the coaches on board to try it at different times. And so you'll get my take on it and on the sentimentality that Brigham John brings to it, which to me is the best part of it. Do you have a place? What, you know, this is something he harkens back to when he was like 8 years old, the Italian Horseshoe, and how it migrated from Macomb to Colchester with the people that own the restaurant. Do you have something that just sticks in your head that you're just going, man, I go there. I go every time I hear it or eat it or do something, it takes you back.
I do, and it's a small town, kind of like the Colchester thing. For me, it's Plockies and Bluffs. Okay. I go there for the waffle fries and what I think is the best burger in the entire Tri-States. And, you know, I had it, 20-some-odd years ago for the first time on a lark. And anytime I get to Bluffs, it's part of the eatery. Sometimes I order them and pick them up on the way in. So I love this column idea. I heard this story, you know, sitting with those guys last year, and I'm so excited that the Matt Shuckman culinary column is coming.
Well, the neat thing was, as we were talking about it, it's like, you know, my love for Shakespeare's Pizza. Right. There is a sentimentality to it.
Surely there is.
But I order the same thing every time.
Absolutely.
And we were talking with Brigham John. He never orders anything but the Italian Horseshoe when he goes to the grill on Market in Colchester. You know, I order the same kind of pepperoni and sausage pizza at Shakespeare's. Yeah. And I've done that since we were at Mizzou.
Well, I'll tell you, my Shakespeare story is this. I ordered a pizza with pepperoni, because I love Shakespeare's pepperoni.
No question.
And black olives, just because I wanted to do something different. They put green olives on it, and that forever was so good because the saltiness works off the pepperoni.
Okay.
It became the only thing we ordered. And I got my wife hooked on it, who didn't go to Mizzou, and now it's all my family ever talks about. When are you going to Columbia? Are you going to bring back a pepperoni and green olive pizza? Mm-hmm. So I get it. I feel you with kind of finding your groove.
The only time the only time I can ever think of that I varied from the sausage and pepperoni at Shakespeare's is one time we did, and I forget what they called it, a pepper party pizza.
I'd seen that on the big board.
So it was pepperoni, green peppers, and pepper jack cheese.
Sounds delightful.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. But the sausage and pepperoni will always be my standard. I would take anybody to Shakespeare. Kind of like we went to Colchester to have the Italian Horseshoe. I would take anybody to Shakespeare's and want to introduce them to what matters to me.
Well, and my daughter, whenever she goes, along with her husband, they go to Shakespeare's. I mean, it's become a family thing.
Oh, my wife now, if we say we're going through Columbia, she'll say, well, let's go to Shakespeare's.
It's amazing how that works.
It is. It's a beautiful thing. Again, we had some great games tonight. That Macomb-Farmington game, I think it showed Macomb's better than what some people were giving it. I think some people were like, oh, they're 5-0, but they're not that good.
I've had my doubts about Macomb. I think that this schedule has not revealed. Yeah. I also think that, you know, as we saw tonight, I think because of the way that schedule stacks, I think West Hancock was one of the best 0-5 teams anywhere in the area, and we finally got to see them get off a little bit tonight. And look at how well Illini West has played the last 2 weeks.
No question about it.
So I think that there's just a weirdness to that conference that we all can't quite get our heads around because I think Macomb was more than competitive and probably could have and should have won that game tonight,
yes, I
which
agree.
Nobody saw coming going into this week.
Well, and we've seen a Quincy Notre Dame team take the Central State 8 by storm, And I think next week's game is just a really intriguing game. I know Jacksonville lost to Springfield High 36-29 tonight, but Mark Grounds will have that group ready for next week. That game's going to be fun.
I think you could make a statement and an argument that this will be the best offensive test that QND defense has had since Quincy High. Yep. Because Jacksonville has so much speed in that backfield. Yep. It is a different game-changing type of speed. Hey, by the way, I also want to point out this because I'm breaking some new ground here. Yes. That rookie young guy who's the head coach at Kirksville, I think he's going to be okay.
He's done some nice things for a first-year head coach, and, he's got, back in the day, he did a few things as a high school coach that were pretty good, but he's been out of the game for so long.
There is only one benefit in my world to not having Zach Richardson here tonight. It's that I don't have to hear about how great Nez is after tonight's win over Hannibal in my ear nonstop. That's the only benefit of no Zach Richardson.
But we're both going to hear about it on social media.
Oh, of course we are. That's, and it's probably now in a Cajun accent. I keep waiting for Zach to adopt that to his repertoire.
We have at least one person listening and watching us because I've already seen a social media reference to the Shuck Daddy Shuffle. So you've started something there at least.
I'm telling you, man, if anybody in this planet deserves their own entrance song and theme music, it's the legendary Matt Shuckman.
Well, we'll see what we can make happen. You never know. Hey, man, I know you got other things to do. I know you got a busy day ahead of you tomorrow. Anything to look forward to on overtime tomorrow night?
I am going to blow it out with Camp Point Central Route Catholic. I've lived for this all week. I think that's going to be big. We are going to get some volleyball in from the Rushville Industry Tournament tomorrow, which gives me a chance to evaluate some things. Obviously, with the Oakley tomorrow, we're going to have some cross-country coverage coming as well.
Same with us.
I sat down with Brad Hoyt today. Okay. Finally got a chance to pick his mind a little bit about, and what I've discovered, not to give away too much of the story, is Brad Hoyt is the first to admit this is different. It's not like building a team across town.
No question about it.
And there's a whole different calculus that he's dealing with that kind of surprised me just in his candor talking about it.
Well, we're recording a Shuck on a Truck with Coach Hoyt tomorrow afternoon, so.
Do you think after the camera goes off there'll be some conversation?
Never.
Okay, fair enough.
He and I just, we part ways. Thank you for your time. There's never anything.
I know better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure. Keep up the great work. You guys
too.
have become a part of my Sunday morning. When I'm sitting there writing doerisms, I get to play the show Sunday morning.
Awesome.
That's the value of the recording, as you tell people.
Is.
You don't have to be here at 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
We love having you here at 10 o'clock on a Friday night, but it's there. You want to check us out, it's archived. It's there for you to check out. And again, we've had some great guests tonight, and we got one more guest coming up, and then we've got to do our Starry Star of the Night, and then send everybody home on their merry way.
What a great week.
Awesome, man. Well, we got a lot going on next week. You and I will catch up at some point.
Absolutely will. Thanks again, as always.
Chris Stewart joining us in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Really appreciate his time. Make sure to check out Overtime on Saturday night on KHQA and all the great work he does. And we've got more football to talk about. We've got a little bit of time left. We've got the Starry Star of the Night coming up. We got to touch on that Hannibal game. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big is the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it. We recycle it. We convert it. We even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Cam Point, Illinois.
Take a look at this. You may not believe your eyes, but Ariat Days is bringing you the best deals of the year on this hot-selling brand at your local Farm and Home Supply. Get $20 off all men's and women's denim, or $10 off youth denim. Or take 25% off all Ariat outerwear. How about $20 off Ariat boots? Then get 30% off Ariat long sleeve shirts and hoodies. And don't forget about 25% off Ariat accessories like hats, belts, socks, and more. See all these deals and more right now at farmandhomesupply.com.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. We are closing in on the 12 o'clock hour, which is when we sign off, but we got a lot to get to in the last 20 minutes. Right now, we're going to stay in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, and my sidekick, Shane Holsey, has joined us here. Welcome. Welcome back from Highway 6 torture.
Yeah, no deer.
Okay, good.
Thankfully. Actually, didn't even see one.
That's good.
Thank the good
Highway
Lord.
6 isn't that bad. It's, at this time of year, though, probably on your way there with the farm implements vehicles, could make that more challenging, and then obviously the deer late at night. But Highway 6 itself isn't that bad.
No, and it's a little bit warmer still, so they're not quite out in full force just yet.
Anyway, you saw a slobber knocker of a game tonight, didn't you?
Oh my goodness, that's the most physical game probably I've seen. That you mentioned it. You said it, slobber knocker. That describes it perfectly.
Hannibal travels to Kirksville for a North Central Missouri Conference battle. Kirksville comes out on top 16-15.
That's right.
Okay, so I was trying to remember, and I was looking through my notes and some of my archival stuff. I think 1998 was the last time. Okay, that was the last time.
I was born.
Okay. Wow. It has been a while. Okay, so 1998 was the last time Kirksville beat Hannibal. Okay, I was right. Okay. That's been a while.
It's been a while.
So
and you could tell how much it meant to them. And it was homecoming too.
Oh, wow.
I talked to running back Jace Kent afterwards. He said that's the most people he's ever seen at a home game before.
That's neat. That's neat for Kirksville. Yeah. You know, Greg Nesbitt, the Hannibal alum, former Hannibal coach, now the head coach at Kirksville, had been the Truman State coach, a guy that just knows football. And
he's been around.
I'm not surprised Kirksville's having success with him at the helm. But I think tonight opened a lot of eyes.
A lot, yes, and not just in the conference picture, but in the district and state picture too.
The Michael Ferreira, Hannibal running back. I know when I flipped on the game on Misha.tv, he was being helped off the field. Mm-hmm. Did he come back?
Never came back.
Okay.
He's had some hip problems. Mm-hmm. I overheard a little bit of it. He said it might have been his knee or he re-aggravated his hip. They're not quite sure what's wrong, but he put on street clothes and was on the sideline.
So when you lose your leading rusher, and I know Darian Washington, and they've got some other guys that are ready to fill in, the Essick kid, Landon Essick, and they've got guys in the backfield to fill the void, and Waylon Anders is a heck of a quarterback. But when you lose a guy, Mike Ferreira, with all the experience he has, and he's an elite level running back, that's a big hole to fill.
Mm-hmm. And he fumbled on the same play too, so it was like it was a double whammy. You hate to see him go down like that, and he's been fighting to stay healthy all year, and you just hope that this doesn't put him out for too long.
What did, obviously Hannibal coach Jeff Gishwinder, what was his reaction to the way this game played out?
It was really just too many mistakes. They had 3 turnovers. 2 of them, they got inside the 10-yard line twice and didn't score. He was proud of the way the defense played. The defense played spectacularly. They got put in some tough situations.
Gotcha.
And really bowed up. But the last couple weeks, his thing is just, we just got to get healthy. They're banged up all over the place. They got guys with nagging injuries. Trey Hoskins was a little bit limited at practice the last couple weeks. They're just battling some bumps and bruises, and that's part of the game.
Well, the nice thing is they've proven themselves against elite level competition. When you talk about Elias and Troy Buchanan, Kirksville's another undefeated team. They were right there with them. If Hannibal puts it together, I think in the postseason they can be extremely dangerous. But they're going to have to get past Kirksville.
Yeah.
And so this was a playoff level game.
It was. If we get this game again in a few weeks, I would expect much of the same.
Awesome. Well, I know you got work to do. You got to go get writing and get your stuff done so everybody can read about it at muddyriversports.com tomorrow. But appreciate you taking a couple minutes now that you're back in the studio safely.
Of course. Pleasure.
To join us. All right. You go get to work. I'm going to take a break. Come back. We'll go through. We got the Starry Star of the Night coming up. So stick around to find out who that will be this week on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. We've been breaking down week 6 of the prep football season, and we had a lot of great individual efforts along with a lot of great team results tonight, which leads us into our Refreshment Services Pepsi Starry Star of the Night. And I'm sitting here thinking about it as we watch games in preparation for the show and then talk to coaches and other media members as the show goes on. Like, we had Chris Dewar join us here in the studio, and we had several coaches join us, and so many ways you could go with a defensive effort, like Jack Brenner at Quincy Notre Dame, with 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns early in that game of a 77-6 victory over Springfield Lanphier. You had Braden Little, again, with a great effort last night on Thursday night for Quincy High School. You had Tice Fullerton, Tanner Seitz, and a bunch of guys do a lot of really good things for Brown County in its big win on Thursday night over Beardstown. South Shelby's Chase Mollering. Once again, another great effort for the Cardinals. But I think we got to go with the guy who knocked his coach out of the record book. Bryce Varner, the quarterback for West Hancock, is this week's Starry Star of the Night. He leads West Hancock to a 42-8 victory over Lewiston. He does so by throwing for a single-game program record 426 yards. The previous record of 415 was held by West Hancock coach Coy Dorothy, who joined us in hour number 1 via the United Systems hotline. Varner also threw for 5 touchdown passes, ran for another touchdown, and orchestrated one of the best wins, the first win of the season for the Titans, and arguably a game that could kind of maybe help them turn the corner. They've been really good offensively this year. They've been in games. They've done some nice things. They needed a breakthrough. Tonight they got the breakthrough into the win column. We'll see what happens over the final 3 weeks, but we may see West Hancock start to trend in the right direction because of a night like tonight, because of the build up to this with the way they played the first 5 weeks. But so Bryce Varner, 426 yards passing, a new single-game school record for West Hancock. He also throws for 5 touchdowns, runs for another touchdown in the 42-8 victory over Lewiston. There is your Refreshment Services Pepsi Starry Star of the Night. Bryce Varner, senior quarterback, West Hancock. He got it done. The Titans got it done. And we'll see what happens moving forward. But really appreciate Coy Dorothy letting us know about the record. I had gotten the stats before Coy joined us on the United Systems hotline, but I didn't know about the record until he brought it up. And that kind of sealed the deal for us. So there you go, Bryce Varner. Congratulations on the first win. Congratulations on the Starry Star of the Night. And when we come back, we're going to run through the Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard, give you all the last-minute details we have on Week 6, and close it out for another episode of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman. We are wrapping up a fun 2-hour show. Had a lot of great guests tonight. Can't thank Wyatt Mueller, Quincy Notre Dame senior safety and wide receiver, running back, jack of all trades, for joining us in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, along with Chris Dewar, KHQA sports director. Make sure to check out all of his highlights at khqa.com if you get the chance. We also went to the United Systems hotline several times. We talked to David Kirby, the Monroe City coach, after Monroe City won the Mayor's Cup by beating Palmyra tonight. We talked to West Hancock coach Coy Dorothy after the Titans picked up their first victory of the season. We also talked to South Shelby coach Adam Gunnerman as the Cardinals stay undefeated. Their number 6 ranked Cardinals stay undefeated. But we want to run through the Week 6 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota before we bid you adieu. So let's start tonight with what happened actually on Thursday night, with Quincy High School beating Galesburg 45-0 in Western Big 6 conference action. Quincy Notre Dame in Central State 8 West Division action beat Springfield Lanphier 77-6. Kirksville, for the first time since 1998, beats Hannibal 16-15 at Spainhour Field. South Shelby over North Platte 38-0. Farmington beats Macomb 26-20 in overtime in a battle of 2 state-ranked teams. Brown County, which goes back to Thursday night, they had a Thursday night game. Brown County over Beardstown 57-0. Unity Payson picks up its first victory of the season, 38-22 over Triopia. Maroa Forsyth, the number 1 ranked team in Class 2A, beats Pittsfield 50-8. Pleasant Hill over North Green 22-6. Illini West over Knoxville 32-20. The Chargers have won 3 straight games. West Hancock beats Lewiston 42-8. Monroe City 36-20 over Palmyra in the Mayor's Cup battle. Centralia 80, Highland 26, and Montgomery County 40, Mark Twain 16. That wraps up your Friday night scoreboard for Week 6, presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. We have one more game coming up on Saturday, a 1 o'clock kickoff from Jacksonville as Camp Point Central travels to take on Jacksonville Route in a WIVC North battle. And that'll wrap up Week 6 for us. We got a lot to look forward to. We have 3 weeks left in the high school regular season. A lot still to be determined. A lot of teams fighting for playoff spots. We have a lot of teams jostling for position in districts in Missouri. So Again, a lot to look forward to. We hope you've enjoyed week 6 of the high school prep football season as much as we have. We appreciate you taking the time to join us here on Monday Night Lights, and we are glad to be live with you this week. We apologize for last week's technical difficulties, but we're back. We'll have everything archived for you to check out, and we'll be right here next week for week 7 of the prep football season. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.